turn over documents in the Minnesota Feeding Our Futures fraud scandal. Democrats blocked an effort to subpoena the Congresswoman, all as we learned that Omar's name came up 6 times in the case against Amy Bach, the founder of Feeding Our Future. Now, Bach spearheaded the scheme, which stole federal funds intended for children and was convicted of wire fraud, conspiracy, and bribery. Ilhan Omar's name first came up in an email chain with Bach back in February 2021. The subject line read, "Help with USDA food program," in a message to Omar's office. Now, about 2 weeks later, Bach emailed Omar's office with the subject line, "FNS approves Minnesota school PEBT plan." Then 1 day later, Bach exchanged messages with this Feeding Our Future employee who fled the country after he was indicted in 2022. The subject line of their emails was Ilhan's office, and the emails kept flowing after that. In March, Bach emailed Omar's office again about the state's school food program. There were also text messages between Bach and Omar's office, which was uncovered during a raid of Bach's Minnesota house. Now, while we know Omar's office was communicating with a now convicted fraudster, we don't know the contents of those messages or if Omar herself engaged in any wrongdoing. In a jailhouse interview with Fox, this is how...
Are you serious? You don't think she's done anything wrong? How many more scandals do we have to get involved before Omar gets removed? Why is she able to just ignore subpoenas and don't have to turn over information? When the Republicans won't turn over anything, they just send the squad over there and just strip it away from them. Look what they did to President Trump before he became president again. Why is it that Omar gets to just do whatever she wants to? She makes a mistake on her taxes. She just changes it up. No big deal. I made a mistake. Well, what happened to the money? Don't ask me any questions. This is crazy. Why is this thing not playing? Oh, man.
Alert: Ilhan Omar missed Tuesday's deadline for Minnesota Republicans to turn over documents in the Minnesota Feeding Our Futures fraud scandal. Democrats blocked an effort to subpoena the Congresswoman, all as we learned that Omar's name came up 6 times in the case against Amy Bach, the founder of Feeding Our Future. Now, Bach spearheaded the scheme, which stole...
Now, why is it that we can't never get this woman arrested? For some reason, my computer would be in charge. I hope it don't run down. I just plugged it in. I didn't realize it was unplugged.
And bribery.
Do you think she's going to go to jail? I mean, I'm sorry, but how many more times do we need to catch Omar with her hand in the cookie jar? She's from Somalia. She's not really a citizen, technically speaking. She's committed immigration fraud. She married her brother, lied on her disclaimer about how much money she was worth, changed that up. Now this whole fraud thing going on down in Minnesota, and we just gonna let that slide. I don't understand why the Republicans can't ever just go after them like they go after. They cannot have the law on their side, and they will do everything they possibly can do in order to arrest a Republican. They're breaking all these laws. Omar has been caught in just about every scandal you can name, and nobody has gotten her indicted yet. They said she won't turn over the files. Why are we even giving her a chance to turn over the damn files? Run up in our house and take them.
Flowing after that. In March, Bach emailed Omar's office again about the state's school food program. There were also text messages between Bach and Omar's office.
We know damn well what she done. Damn. When can we get something done here?
Which was uncovered during a raid of Bach's Minnesota house. Now, while we know Omar's office was communicating with a now convicted fraudster, we don't know the contents of those messages or if Omar herself...
I don't give a damn about the contents of the messages. You know damn well she's already broke all kind of laws. Just run up in the house, get the damn message, take all her information, confiscate everything until we get some answers.
Engaged in any wrongdoing. In a jailhouse interview with Fox, this is how Bach described those conversations.
Did you have any conversations with Ilhan Omar that make you kind of think twice now?
I've never actually spoken to her. I had spoken to members of her office. It was always really general, mostly pertaining to how the Department of Education was handling applications.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And the approval or denial of those. There was nothing of any substance pertaining to claims or meal counts or fraud or anything like that.
But Omar's ties to Feeding Our Future don't start and end with Amy Bach. She also had close ties with one of the restaurants convicted of stealing $16 million, Safari Restaurant. Back in 2018, she celebrated her primary win at the very spot. And records show she spent nearly $10,000 in campaign funds there between 2018 and 2020. It's over $3,000 a year. The food must be so great to spend that much at a restaurant. And check this out. We unearthed this 2020 video of Ilhan Omar on Somali TV working inside Safari Restaurant. And while she speaks exclusively in Somalian, we were able to make out these words: pandemic, Meals Act, and Safari Restaurant. The chair of the Minnesota Fraud Committee also revealing Ilhan Omar received donations from several Feeding Our Future defendants.
You know, it comes a time, it seemed that we already allowed one foreigner to be president for 8 years. And that's one of the reasons we're having this problem in Somalia. These Somalians down in Minnesota, well, you might as well call it Somalia, down in Minnesota. When you allow a man to come in, and I saw a clip of Barack Obama, he was talking about his mammy. Matter of fact, let me play that clip of Barack Obama talking about his mammy. He's trying to act like she wasn't a communist. And when you try to, even this Chad GPT, whatever you call it, and Gronk over on Twitter tried to lie about it. Well, we already got the information. So I don't need you trying to cover up for him. I don't care what you say. I already know he's a fraud. His mama was a communist. His grandparents was communists too. Let me get that Barack Obama clip talking about his mother.
Didn't live to see me as president, but she was reflected in everything I did as president, because she was a kind person, somebody who believed in doing things for other folks and not just thinking for yourself. A lot of those values of respecting people, regardless of their backgrounds, and listening to them and learning from them, I learned.
You know what's funny about this? The media is always digging up information, but if you just go look at the information about the man that Barack Obama says his father, Barack Obama Sr., I don't know if he is or not. I really don't care. I don't care if it's Frank Marshall. I really don't care. But what we do know, the fella he's saying is his father was a socialist and a communist. His stepfather, Lolo Santero, was also a communist. And his mother, Stanley Ann Durham, was a self-described atheist and a socialist. So why are we acting surprised that Barack Obama, his parents raised Barack Obama, they was around communists all the damn time. They was in Hawaii, they moved to California for a brief while, went over to Kansas, because I think it was born in Kansas first, and then over to Hawaii, went to California for a while, then they went back to Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, then they went over to Seattle. Barack Obama's mentor, according to his own fake book, Frank Marshall Davis, was a self-proclaimed communist himself. So let me get this right. Your daddy was a communist. Your stepdaddy was a communist. Your mama was an atheist and a socialist, which is a communist. Your grandparents was communist. One of your mentors was a communist, and I'm supposed to believe Barack Obama's not a communist. Well, I got a question for you, because I hear all these bootlickers and these guilty whites and these back to African Negroes always telling you how smart Barack Obama is. Well, okay, I'll take your word. He's smart. Could I see his college manuscripts? Because I want to see how smart he is. Why is that still covered up? If he's so smart, he should be proud of his college. But see, the reason I keep bringing up Obama or the Clintons or anybody like this is because if you have a wreck, You want to investigate the wreck, you got to go to the scene of the crime. That's why if you flee the scene of the crime after you have a wreck, they call that a hit and run. You fled the scene of the crime. You committed a crime back in 2008 with the fake birth certificate, and you allow him to be the president for 8 years. You committed the crime back then, and you're telling me I don't need to go back to the scene of the crime. Well, the crime was committed back then, so I need to look at the crime. Matter of fact, the crime was committed technically in 2004 when he was a senator. I don't know, man. I'm starting to think, I know some people getting upset because I'm talking about J.D. Vance, but J.D. Vance is starting to have a lot of the same mindset before he pretended to be conservative now as Barack Obama. I showed you the video. One of his good friends in college was a transgender. Barack Obama hung around all queers. J.D. Vance was hanging around liberals and queers too. I don't want to hear anything about his memo and all that crap. He wrote that book just like Barack Obama wrote 2 fake books before he got in office. J.D. Vance wrote a fake book. He didn't believe what the book said. He's lying about it in the book. I don't believe nothing J.D. Vance says. Now, don't believe him. See, I'm an equal opportunity basher. I don't be caring if people get mad about it. Well, show me. I caught J.D. Vance in several lies. It's the fact that he lied about the whole thing about, he said that he hated police officers based on his luggage from his wife being stolen. That was a lie. We got the emails. You lied about it. What you lying about that for? And if you're lying about that, something that simple, you can lie about anything. Just admit you was a filthy liberal when you was in college. I had more respect. You say I used to be a liberal. I came out, but he's still trying to lie about it. And he baked some kind of cookies or something and took it to his transgender friend, Sophia, when she was in the hospital. Just like Barack Obama was getting turned out in the back of limousines. So I don't know what the difference is. Seems like me, you got problems with that. Look at the facts. Everybody said they like facts until they insult somebody that's one of their heroes. No, I'm not going to ignore that. It's a known fact that he said it was his good friend, not me. Took him cookies or whatever he baked for him. He's a baker too. And them pictures look real suspect. Nobody at the party was in drag but J.D. Vance. That's suspicious. If that was Barack Obama, none of these conservatives would be saying, well, that's when he was in college. Y'all didn't say that about Barack Obama. So we got to be equally bashing in this. J.D. Vance can't be my guy. No. I don't give a damn what Trump said about that. See, they trick you. See, some of your people trick you. Vivek is a fraud. I don't care if he just made it to be governor. I don't trust Vivek. I told y'all that when he was running. All of them seem like they got these foreign ties now. When it's convenient, I'm a Christian. This is worse than the Tucker Carlsons and the Candace Owens. When it's convenient. Don't get Christian when it's convenient. You should have been standing up there a while back now. Everything they stand for when they was in college sides with the liberals. And he only changed, J.D. Vance really only changed it. Was it 2015 he kind of changed it? I think his wife wear the pants in that. Just like Michelle wear the pants in Barack Obama's relationship, J.D. Vance's wife wear the pants over there too. You suspect now. Oh yeah, once I found out you suspect, you think I'm gonna ignore that? So Barack Obama talking about his mother like she was such a good person. Well, from what I see, all she did was go around and find some foreigner to lay up with. Every time you look around, she got a new foreigner or something right there, but she's a good person. This is one of the biggest frauds perpetrated on the American people. Barack Obama is such a great leader. But when you ask them, give me all of the great things Barack Obama did, they can't come up with nothing. And you get mad at me. I'm just the mailman. I just deliver mail. And if you got a problem with me delivering mail, tell me where your mail is wrong at. Because I've been calling Barack Obama out since 2008. And when one of these Republicans, I find out they're a fraud, I start calling them out. That's why I talk so bad about the governor of Texas. I can't stand him. He's a fraud. And only people who don't know what conservatism from Texas is, nobody would be confused by Greg Abbott that he's a conservative. He's been financed by Pakistanians anyway. He's just like the Bushes. Greg Abbott is just like the Bush. He's just in a wheelchair. Only thing different. Him and Jeb is kindred spirit, you ask me. Mr. Low Energy Jeb Bush. Hate the Bushes too. Now, I can't stand the Bushes, see? Now, you don't have many conservatives will talk bad, and I'm not talking about out of a hate standpoint, because some of them just go so extreme, they don't even have to have no fact, just making it up. I'm just want to look at the facts, and when the facts, let me see what the facts said. Oh, it says that J.D. Vance was a cross-dresser in college. One of his good friends was a transgender, and he flipped about in 2014, 2015, he flipped on everything. So I'm just saying it's a little suspicious, just like nothing is authentic about Barack Obama. Kids is fake, marriage is fake, everything about him is fake. These people manufacture. Vivek wrote a book too, just like Barack Obama. See, they got the pattern down, and they can use the campaign money to buy their own books. And says on the New York Times bestseller, you just bought all your damn books. If you let me go with a campaign and buy my own books, it'll be on the all-time best sellers list too. Should be against the law for them to do that. Because if that ain't putting money back in their pocket, I don't know what is. I make a book, I run for office, I can use my campaign money to buy my own books. That's campaign finance reform? I mean, are you serious? I think I need to run for office, just write a book, and then I just buy my own damn books. I don't care if I get it off. I got rich off of just running. I want to buy $3 million worth of my own books. And then it says on the New York Times bestsellers list. The whole system is so damn rigged right there. And then they get mad, you call them out. And this freaking sausage hider, this fella here, Barack Obama, this is one of the biggest frauds. This fella was writing love letters according to a black person who did his biography. Did his biography. And this dude loves Barack Obama, but he admitted that Barack Obama, they got the letter somebody paid for, I forgot what museum is at. And he wrote a love letter to his girlfriend, but the love letter to his girlfriend was telling his girlfriend how he was dreaming about having relations with men. And some tough guy, some penitentiary turnout, some black power back to Africa Negro is going to get mad because I'm calling it out. I'm calling Barack Obama out. You got to be, you barking up the wrong tree, fella. Barking up the wrong damn tree. I'm not with that. I'm just not with it. This is crazy. What I don't understand, though, is that how is it possible that the group of folks that has been lecturing us on how to do things the right way and about these dictators and all of this kind of stuff, they can break every law and never get prosecuted. Every law they break, nobody ever goes to jail. Omar has broken every law. Barack Obama has broken every law. Hillary Clinton has broken every law. Matter of fact, Mark Ellis, I got a video of him. He's upset because that Jerry Emanuel got slapped down. Joy Reid was saying that Ketanji Brown is the smartest person on the Supreme Court. We're going to let you hear that clip because that's a beauty there too. You can't make it up. I love when these people keep running their mouth. Keep it up.
From her.
Ann Dunham was a scholar with big dreams.
Ann Dunham was a scholar. Okay, all right.
Even as a young mom, she never gave up on herself, working for decades to complete a doctorate and champion global causes. Now,
the catchphrase for global causes, you got to understand these words they use. Whenever they say global causes, it means they're communists. Now, if you didn't know that, I can teach you this right here. Whenever I hear a firm, when they talk about some person and they want to generalize global causes, it means they're a filthy communist. That's what it means. Technically, it could be for global causes, aka filthy communists, because that's technically what it means.
Her determination and heart not lost on the little boy she helped raise.
When you sit there, what do you reflect on?
You know, my mom didn't live to see me as.
There was a story also. I remember this story because Michelle Obama told the lie. She said his grandmother, who was still living when he was elected, allegedly The story is that Michelle says she visited the grandma, and the grandma said something about, I'm happy, I can go home and rest, go to hell, because my grandbaby, my grandson is the president. Something to that effect. But the problem is that all the nurses says that grandma never spoke again ever since I don't know if she had a stroke or whatever was wrong with grandma. But Michelle lied about it. Now, it's a reason when you start lying for no reason. Just like Michelle said she had trouble getting pregnant, and I forget what's the name of the term, infertile or something like that. Can't remember the name. But she did this, but we can't find now picture of Michelle, not one single picture of Michelle when she was pregnant. They reduced fake pictures. I got pictures of Michelle when she was a little bitty baby. I got pictures when she was a little girl. I got pictures of her marriage, all that stuff. But I got one picture. You had a difficult pregnancy to get pregnant, but you didn't take no picture. Child, please, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe it. Michelle Obama has never been pregnant. That's not a conspiracy. If you want to shut me up, just show me the picture. Not a fake picture, because I've seen a bunch of fake pictures, but you can't fool us with that one. I have seen no picture. That's okay. She don't have to take any pictures. Well, damn it, she's lying. That's why she ain't taking no freaking pictures, because she's lying. The F is lying.
As president, but she was reflected in everything I did.
She sure was. He ain't lying about that. Now, it's one time this boy telling the truth. She was a filthy communist and an atheist, and so is he. Barack Obama don't believe in God. Oh, he'll use certain words to get these coons in line, and these guilty bootlicking whites. He'll get them in line by acting like, oh, yes, he believe in. Did you hear what he said? He sung a Al Green song.
As president, because she was a kind person, somebody who believed in doing things for other folks.
Name me something she did for other folks. Forget these filthy communists. We don't want nothing done for the communists. I mean, she done something for your alleged daddy. She done a lot for him. And your stepdaddy too.
Not just thinking for yourself. A lot of those values of respecting people.
Respecting people.
Regardless of their backgrounds, and listening to them and learning from them.
Oh, that sounds. Let me get the violin out. Do you need me to get a violin and play it for you?
I learned from her.
A legacy of steadfast hope and humanity.
Steadfast hope? Oh, this is so moving. I need to get some tissue because I might shed a tear.
They did a good job. Looks like it's supposed to.
Oh, I can't wait till the center open up. I got to go over there and get me a souvenir. Yes, I got to get me a souvenir from out of there. Because I know it's going to be a grand. And that beautiful trash can looking building is lovely. I must admit, whoever designed it needs to be locked up. He needs to be put in jail in prison for making some. I want to play Joy Reid because she's bragging on. Well, let me play my brother Hemp. Got a video. He's running for that the district number 2 down there in South Carolina. Here's a video of Hemp Redmond. If you're in South Carolina, he wants your vote.
Wilson has been in the swamp for 25 years. He does what the swamp wants him to do. I won't do that. I'm going there to fight for you. I'll vote America first 100% of the time. Vote for a true Trump conservative. Vote for Hemp Redmond for U.S. Congress. I am Hemp Redmond, and I approve this message.
There's Hemp Redmond. I think he's part Nigerian. Hemp Redmond. See, Redmond. That's Hemp Redmond. Have y'all seen Hemp Redmond do his dance? You know he can crip walk. Do I still got that Hemp Redmond? What the hell did I do with it? Let me see if I got it over here in my other stack. What the hell I did with it? I have to find it in a few then. I'll bring it back up when I find it. I think I moved my file because my files be getting too crowded here, so I have to move them around. But I'll find it. That's Hemp Redmond, though. The links, brother Steak has put his links down there. If you're in South Carolina, and if you're a Democrat, you can be in any state and vote. But if You got to be in South Carolina to vote, to legally vote. Democrats, you could be dead and vote. It doesn't make no difference over there. They just do anything they want to do. But I want to show you the, this is Joy Reid bragging on Ketanji Brown.
As I know my ass is. Ketanji.
Did you hear that? As smart as she knows. Look at Don Lemon. As smart as you. Girl, your forehead is blinding me. Could you put that Donald Trump wig back on, Joy Reid? I mean, girl, you scared me.
As smart as I know my ass is. Ketanji Brown is smarter. Smarter.
She said Ketanji Brown is smarter than her. That ain't very hard to be. She said, smart as she is, Ketanji Brown is smarter than her. Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that.
Person I've ever met in my life. If you smart, I'm smart.
She's the smartest person she's ever met in her whole life.
That lady is smart on a level I've never seen before. And her 3 roommates were even smarter. These.
Lord have mercy. You can't make this up.
Girls were so smart.
She didn't even know how to define what a woman was. What are you talking about? She's not a biologist, so she don't even know how to define a woman. I've seen some of her oral arguments too. Well, in fact, we might have to play one.
That we were shocked that we'd ever met anybody that intelligent.
Lord
and Amy Coney Barrett, on the other hand, is a Supreme Court justice just like Ketanji, even though her qualifications are minuscule compared to Ketanji's. Maybe that's the affirmative action we've been getting. White people who are essentially mediocre in scale compared to a black person getting the spot because they wanted a conservative. Maybe the way that J.D. Vance got into Yale is because they were tired of just letting in white men from New York, from Choate, from all the elite schools, and they wanted an Appalachian white. That's how that man got into Yale, I promise you. Same thing with Ron DeSantis from a small town in Florida. They wanted to just get out of the New York, D.C. matrix, Massachusetts matrix, and let somebody into Harvard and Yale who came from a different.
Well, see, here's the only problem with your theory, though. Why don't, when I hear you people making your arguments for a particular issue, it makes no damn sense. If you smart, whether you have a college degree or not, it should show when you actually speak and talk about a political issue. Seems to me, what's the definition of a woman again? If you can't even define woman, don't tell me how smart you are. Let me see if I got a clip of Ketanji Brown with oral arguments, because she got rebuked on a couple of them. Let me see if I got it here. Hold on a minute. I know I had saved one of those oral arguments. What's the name winning so hard on Ketanji Brown made her go to 9-0 on gerrymander. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0. You know it's got to be pretty bad. Where's that? I think I saved this one for Ketanji Brown Jackson. Oh, here's one of the ones with Ketanji Brown Jackson. This is almost comical right here. This is the one about her talking about the illegal immigrants.
Thinking, you know, I, U.S. citizen, am visiting Japan. And what it means is that, you know, if I steal someone's wallet in Japan, the Japanese authorities can arrest me and prosecute me. It's allegiance, meaning can they control you as a matter of law. I can also rely on them if my wallet is stolen to, you know, under Japanese law, go and prosecute.
She's arguing about if illegals could be considered as citizens in case they break the law, you can charge them. What the hell has to do with the price of tea in China?
The person who has stolen it. So there's this relationship based on, even though I'm a temporary traveler, I'm just on vacation in Japan, I'm still.
Do you become a citizen of Japan when you just temporarily over there stealing?
Locally owing allegiance in that sense.
This is one of the most ridiculous arguments I've ever heard before. I mean, this makes absolutely no sense. Just because you go break a law in a country, they can arrest you. What does it got to do with you being a damn citizen? Illegal can get arrested over here too. That don't mean you're a damn citizen.
Is that the right way to think about it? And if so, doesn't that explain why both temporary residents and undocumented people would have that kind of quote unquote allegiance just by virtue of being in the United States.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable that that's her argument. Now, she should be embarrassed. And you remember what Joy Reid said, that she's the smartest person she's ever met. I mean, she's brilliant. Rhodes Scholar. This is her argument, though. It ain't even worth even addressing it. Now, this other one is that she was arguing for, the guy was talking about an incident for tariffs that Nixon, and this woman went way back to Abraham Lincoln somewhere. She all off the page.
President under TWIA, did any president under TWIA use that language to impose tariffs?
Well, yes, President Nixon's 1971 tariff.
Not a tariff. That wasn't a tariff. It was a licensing agreement during wartime. It was a specific thing. A tariff I'm talking about.
I'm referring to President Nixon's 1971 tariff.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes, I thought you meant Lincoln.
You thought you meant Lincoln. Whoa, but she's the smartest person that Joy Reid has ever met. She said, you think she's smart? She said, Tanya Brown is way smarter than her. Woo, boy, I tell you the truth. Could you define woman? No, I'm not a biologist, so I can't define woman. If I was a biologist, I can define woman. But since I'm not a biologist, I cannot define woman. Make it make sense for me, please. Now, here's a clip of, let's see what this is. This one is of, I like this judge. She was making fun of this fella. He showed up at court, and he had a shirt on saying Black Excellence, but he got 3 baby mamas, and he's in court, and the judge gonna call him on it.
Children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
4, 3, 2, 1, 6 months.
And where are they? Who are they with?
Their mothers.
How many mothers?
3.
All right, that is not Black excellence. The fact that you're here is not Black excellence, unless that's the name of a building.
She got jokes. She says Black excellence must be a name of a building because you damn sure ain't showing Black excellence. Oh, this is funny. I had another clip of this same judge, and this guy coming up with tattoos all over his body. She started asking, what does that mean? What does that mean? Now, it's obvious it was gang affiliated, but he was trying to lie about it.
But I'm assuming it's not. So you are not showing Black excellence to your ancestors or to your mother, your grandmother, or anyone. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't wear Black excellence if you're not showing it.
She should make him take that damn shirt off. She should take that shirt off right now. Quit lying to yourself, boy. Black excellence. Get out of here. Black excellence. You ought to be ashamed of yourself wearing that damn shirt now. He proud too. Black excellence. We want a street named after Dr. King, but we gonna kill each other. Black excellence. You damn sure right, you black. Black excellence, all right. You damn sure right about that, fella. I had another, this is another scam. We're going to get the James Comey in a minute. But here's another fraud case down in Minnesota again.
Out of the land of 10,000 lakes at Minnesota, the state's attorney general accusing a violence prevention nonprofit of blowing $6.5 million.
Is that all? $6.5 million? So what? You racist, you? Trying to stop them. How you expect them learning to earn money and buy brand new cars if they don't steal from you? Bunch of racists.
Worth of donations on, wait for it, luxury cars.
Shocker. I'm sure Tim Walz and the attorney general down there didn't know anything about this because they are men of high character. Just like Omar, she's a woman of high character.
Fish trips and even a liquor store.
A liquor store, really?
Founder of We Push for Peace is accused of
We Push for Peace.
funding his own lavish lifestyle through the charity, apparently sending.
You can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this up. They will come after you for not filing your taxes right, but they'll let these people steal them blind because they're getting kickbacks. I bet you donate money to their campaign. I bet you they are.
Spending millions, that is, on trips to Vegas and other.
You racist, you bunch of racists trying to hold a black man down, not letting them steal from you. How you expect a black man to get paid if you don't work the cash register, huh? Making a big deal out of absolutely nothing. So what if they're stealing from you? The white man owes him. Well, they're stealing from some blacks too. So what? Ought not be a sellout. Ooh, I just have so much fun making fun of these frauds. Always acting like they got damn integrity. Don't tell me how much integrity you got. Oh, I can't. And they ought to look so humble. Oh, I'm humble. Look how humble I am. Like nobody's more humble looking than James Comey. Now, you remember the case that they got him indicted on? He wants you to believe that he and his wife were just walking on the beach. My wife and I was taking a stroll. And we come upon some stones here. We said, who put this address in this stuff and over here in the sand? This is kind of curious. Let's take a picture and post it. Do you really? I mean, these people, see, they get away with doing stuff for so long. He don't feel like he done anything wrong. Let me bring up Mr. James Comey, Mr. FBI. He is the epitome of integrity. I dare you question my integrity. I'm James Comey. I wrote a book of integrity. Now, what did I do with the damn James Comey? Oh, let me get Cash Patel first talking about the indictment.
As you heard from the Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney, former FBI Director James Comey has now been indicted for 2 felony counts. While many of you may read this indictment and view this matter as a simple investigation, it is the farthest thing from that. Every single investigation this FBI and our partners at the Department of Justice undertake, especially those that involve the threats to...
This brown nose ain't doing nothing. This brown nose, I call him Mr. Brown Nose. Because nobody can kiss butt better than him.
Harm or hurt or even kill individuals, whether they hold public office or civilians in our country, are met with the same measure of investigative prowess and tools and personnel in partnership with the Department of Justice as anyone else. As the U.S. Attorney indicated, James Comey will be afforded every matter of due process under the United States Constitution. And as the Attorney General indicated, this has been a case that's been investigated over the past 9, 10, 11 months. These cases take time. Our investigators work methodically. They are career agents, career prosecutors who work these matters. They call the balls and strikes in the field as they see fit, pursuant to the facts of the case and the law. They took that information and made a presentment to a grand jury, a jury of peers in the district in which the alleged crime took place. And that grand jury spoke, and that grand jury returned a 2-count indictment against James Comey. James Comey.
Well, this boy right here. I'm gonna be honest with you, Cash Patel. First of all, you should be fired anyway. Now you finally acting like you're doing something, but there's so many other people from the deep state should be charged. Now, and if anybody can see it with those big old freaking eyes, Cash Patel should be able to spot something on planet Mars with them big freaking those binoculars of eyes he got, Mr. Brown Nose. But here, I want to bring up James Comey because Mr. Humble, this man of high integrity, James Comey, the one who lied about Hillary Clinton, lied about the Russian collusion, presented false evidence to the court system in order to get these FISA warrants. He's acting like he's Mr. Integrity. Watch this man lie. I don't know if anybody can lie better than old James Comey, boy. He's a good liar.
Back in the middle of a political firestorm.
Yeah, for walking on the beach with my wife. So
for walking on the beach with his wife.
I don't know how we ended up here. It never occurred to me that it was any kind of controversial thing, but that's the time we live in.
So take me back to the walk on the beach.
We were walking on the beach. We went to the beach to prepare for this week, which was the launch of my book, and to think about the book and to prepare to answer questions about it. And we were walking back towards the road, and we saw in the sand someone had arranged shells with numbers. And Patrice, my wife, said, "Why would someone put an address in the sand?" And I said, "I don't know." And we stood over it, and I said, "I think it's some kind of like political message."
He's the former head of the FBI. And he's saying he don't know what that right there means. They ought to just give him about 20 years for stupidity or pretending to be stupid. He wants you to believe how intelligent he is, how he can decipher through all his information. But he was tricked by a fake dossier, a PP dossier. It was so obvious it was fake. He knew it was fake. Andrew McCabe knew it was fake. Peter Strzok knew it was fake. Lisa Page knew it was fake. All of them knew the damn dossier was fake because Hillary paid for the dossier. Now he wants you to believe that he and his wife, they were about to launch his very, very popular Book of Integrity. And they was just strolling on the beach, had some sand in their toes, and they were just holding hands, and the music was playing in the background. Their hair was blowing. And his wife said, "Look, honey, there's somebody wrote, why would somebody put an address in the sand?" "I don't know, honey. What do you think?" "I think it is some kind of political message." "Oh, do tell me, do chat." "Well, let's take a picture of that and post it on my account because it's political, even though we don't know what it's about." Does anybody really believe this story? But see, if this had been somebody did the same thing and wrote in the sand 8644, I guarantee you they'd be in prison already. Because one thing I can tell you about the left, they don't play. When it comes to politics, they will lock you up. They don't play that. See, we want to play patty cake. Patty cake, baker's man. You roll them in, you throw it in the pan. See, we want to play patty cake. Now, but they don't play patty cake on the other side. They'll lock you up. You don't even have to be the broker law. They'll lock you up anyway. Whether you broke the law or not, they say that's irrelevant. You need to go to jail. We don't care if we trumped up and made a charge or something. He's pretending like they was just strolling on the beach. Look, honey, look at that. Oh my God. That looks like an address. Whose address is this? Wrote in the sand. "No, honey, I think it's a political message." Oh, do tell. Nobody can pretend to be. I always want to have a contest of James Comey, who thinks he's such high character, Mike Pence, who's another fraud who thinks he has high character, Mitt Romney, another one, and Justice Roberts. Those four right there. Nobody can look more humble. Look at how humble I am. Everybody should praise my humility. I am a very humble man. All of them are frauds. All pretend that I am fighting for the Constitution. Mike Pence is a fraud. James Comey is a fraud. Justice Roberts is a fraud. And Mitt Romney. Where is Mitt Romney at, by the way? Haven't heard from him since he resigned. I'm sure he's doing some dirty work behind the scene. Haven't heard from Mitt Romney. Does he have an alias? Because he was doing an alias for a while. Was it Carlos Danger or something like that? Some ridiculous Twitter handle he came up with because he didn't have enough balls to actually say what was on his mind. James Comey here is playing dumb.
She said, 86, when I was a server, she did a lot of work in restaurants, meant to remove an item from the menu when you ran out of ingredients.
Oh, his wife says, "I used to serve." He's so humble. "My wife was once a server in the cafeteria. And she said 86 means to remove an item. I didn't know that. Thanks, honey, for telling me."
And I said, well, to me, as a kid, it always meant to leave a place, to ditch a place. I said, that's really clever. So then she said, you should take a picture of that. And I did. And I posted it
These people that says liars, man.
on my Instagram account and thought nothing more of it until
It's filthy liar.
I heard through her that people were saying it was some sort of a call for assassination, which is crazy. But I took it down. Even if I think it's crazy, I don't want to be associated with violence.
Lord have mercy. This is the same James Comey that says anybody who supported Trump all need to be taught a lesson, and we need to go after them tough. That's what he said. Now he's pretending like, oh, I just need to take that down because I wouldn't dare want to cause any violence. All of these people, and where's Christopher Wray at? Did he get another job in a law firm? That's another SOB who needs to be locked up too. Another fake FBI director. There's one thing that's consistent about FBI directors. They mostly are all corrupt, including Cash Patel. Yeah, they almost are. You can start with the cross-dresser name as when the FBI was started, J. Edgar Hoover. That boy right there loved the sauces. Oh, J. Edgar Hoover did. And he liked to spy on you because him and his boyfriend would look at other people, and that's how they got their rocks off, so to speak. J. Edgar Hoover was. He was a cross-dresser. You know he was. The mob had his number too back in the day.
Of any kind.
And then what happened?
I got a call from the Secret Service that night asking if I would speak to them about it. Of course. I admire the Secret Service. They're pros. I spoke to them on the phone. Then they asked the next day when I got home, would I be willing to come in and meet them in person at the Washington field office, which again, I did, and they were pros again.
They were pros again. And now I'm being indicted on nothing to this. This is no big deal. I'm a man of high integrity. Very high integrity. I am not a crook. Nobody can act more humble than James Comey. Woo, this dude is a fraud. He's acting like he wants us to believe that he was just passing by and saw this writing in the sand and decided, me and the missus decided we should just stop over and take notice of it. It was like the burning bush. I consider these stones my burning bush. And I didn't recognize what it was, but now I looked at it closely and I recognized that I had saw the burning bush. Now I want to show you another fraud. This Mark Ellis. This fraud right here is one of the ones who was working at, was it Comey and Perkins? And he's the one who helped with this finance. I mean, to finance this, finance this Russian collusion scam. He was the one who hired Fusion GPS, I believe it was.
You this angry in a long time. Just share with this how this scrambles your workload.
Like, look, I mean, in the end, here's why I'm angry. In the end, Democrats are still going to take control of the House. Okay, like that's the good news, right? In the end, I think Democrats still could win the Senate. In the end, like, politics will be politics. But the reason why I am so angry is because the Supreme Court of the United States chose to strike down a law that was passed in 1965 that Congress was in dialogue with the court, okay, over in the 1970s and 1980s. And for the last 40 years, we have lived under a set of principles that all players have accepted.
Now, notice what he said. So you got to catch that. We was under a premise that all players had, just like the Roe versus Wade, right? Now it was a false premise because the Supreme Court has ruled, and you should have made note of this because the 14th Amendment really was about not being biased based on race. That's the part he ignored. But see, he can't get his way because this piece of trash has been getting his way for too long. This is the one who tried to stop all these investigations for the voter fraud that happened in 2020. And all the judges refused to hear the cases, not because he was such a good lawyer. It's the criminal judges refused to even hear the cases. But now he's upset. He's mad.
As a fair, level playing field.
They need to investigate him. RICO statute on him.
And then a group of white Louisianans decided to challenge a map. And the U.S.
He said white Louisianans.
Supreme Court ordered the parties to argue a case that none of the parties wanted, which was whether the Section 2 of the Voting Rights.
He said none of them wrote it. You mad because you lost? You mad, bro?
Rights Act was still in effect under the right test. And then the parties did it, and they chose to issue an opinion in the middle of May while primaries were going on. And then the U.S. Supreme Court thought, you know what? Sure, we let black voters wait 2 years and vote under illegal maps, but God forbid these white voters have to do the same in Louisiana.
So you're saying they was already breaking the law Because if you're doing gerrymander based on skin color, it is against the Constitution. He says, I don't care about that. We've been getting away with it. This is the same argument of we've been breaking the law. Let us keep on breaking the law.
Louisiana, that would be a constitutional crisis. And against all of that backdrop, have we...
Now, don't forget, this is the same Mark Ellis who was paying Fusion GPS to come up with the phony Russian collusion. He knew it was a lie. He's all involved in campaign finance, fraud, and everything else. Somebody needs to investigate this piece of trash. See, he's got the same mindset as them Southern Poverty Law Center people. These lawyers, some of the worst people out there is these filthy ones who work for the ACLU and all these liberal causes.
Learn nothing? I mean, have we learned nothing? Has the broader legal community not learned anything?
No, we haven't learned anything.
Other than the...
I like to see liberals upset. Usually that means something happens right when the liberals are upset. When they're happy, which is never really, when they're pretending to be happy, it usually means it's bad for the rest of us.
Civil rights groups, have people not learned that when you do this to black voters, it turns out bad for democracy for everybody? So yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry because of the appalling silence that's going on right now around this case and the aftermath.
He's angry. Okay, then. You need some pantyhose? Let me see if I can get you some panties to fit you. You already got you some. I'm sorry. But he seems upset. That's good news for us that Mark is upset. We don't care if you're upset. Good. We're glad you're upset. So what? You're upset. I don't care if you're upset. I love when liberals get mad because whenever liberals are mad, it means something is probably going right or something is going upholding the law because they're never happy unless somebody is breaking the law. So that's good news. Now, I'm wondering when we can get Omar indicted because we've been dragging it on too long. She married her brother for the love of God. When we going to do something about this woman keep breaking the law? All this fraud has something to do with her, which also has something to do with Obama. He's the one who brought a bunch of them over here down in Minnesota. Everything about him is fraudulent. Now he's out here trying to campaign, acting like his mama was some woman of virtue. Child, please. I'm not gonna let you go do that. Don't do that. Your mommy was a communist. Just like you a communist, your grandparent was communist, your daddy was a communist, your mentor was a communist, everybody you hung around was communist. Now ignorance, we want to do revisionist history. Can I see your college manuscript? And please stop showing those pictures of you in the law library taking photo ops. Nobody takes that many damn pictures in the law library. They're too busy studying. But that's Barack Obama. So we'll see. I'm going to get out of here. I got a couple of videos I was going to upload. I was going to let go live after we get off our live. I'll let one go live today. I got a funny one. I'm going to let that one go live tomorrow. I'm going to let that one go live tonight. Good night out there, Common Sense Nation. Take care.